You're watching Rainnite Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rainnite Gaming. I am Rainnite, and in this video, in my continued effort to help people understand how to play the Gundam card game, I'm going to be going over all of the different keywords. You'll see these at the bottom cards in the text where they're in little colored boxes, and it kind of just tells you what the card does in a simpler form than like in Yugioh, where you'll have a paragraph of text. It's pretty easy to understand, and they're fairly self-explanatory once you understand how these things are worded. If you want to get reference point and keep it on you, you can print off the whole rule sheet for the entire game. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos. It really helps me out, and I love seeing what you guys have to say about the videos. Okay, jumping right into it. First up, repair. Repair, in layman's terms, it's basically a heal, and it heals the unit that it's on. And then you'll always see a little number after the repair word, and that's how many healing points you're going to heal your unit. The only thing to remember is there's no overhealth in this game, so if you have 1 damage and you heal for 2, your unit will just have no damage. It can't have +1. So just remember that. Breach. This is a good aggressive one right here. Basically, this is piercing damage, and it pierces from the unit to the shields. So you have to attack a unit, and you have to destroy that unit. Then that damage will carry on to the shields or the base. And there will be a number right next to breach just to say how much damage you're going to do. If you want to have a visualization of what it is, if you're shooting a laser gun at a unit and it doesn't kill the unit and destroy it, obviously your beam doesn't hit the shields behind it. So, and if you do, well, then you hit the shields. That's piercing damage. That's breach. Next up, we have support. Support is pretty simple. It's your unit has support on it and plus a little number, and you can rest your unit to give one of your units more AP. Pretty easy. And this can only be activated during your main phase. That's kind of, remember, this isn't an active step thing or a battle step thing. This is only during your main phase. Okay, blocker. Blocker, you're usually going to see on white cards, but I think it is starting to branch a little bit into other colors, but primarily white is the blocker color. Fairly straightforward. It just lets your unit intercept damage that's coming in for another unit, base, or shields. And your unit has to not be rested, so it has to be active. You'll rest it, and that means you intercept it. And the kind of the phases this goes, they declare battle, and they pick where they want to attack. Then you enter the blocker phase. That's when you can activate your blocker, and you guys will clash, and then you go into the damage step. That kind of stuff. I mean, the whole active step's in there too, but you get the gist. Moving on, first strike. First strike is really cool because it's kind of like the ranged attack, if you want to put it like that. So you're attacking a target, and if you destroy that target, that turn, then you don't take any damage from the battle. So, it's that kind of thing. It's like if you destroy it right away, their damage doesn't come through, and your guy isn't damaged at all. Yay. High maneuver. I don't know why I've always been calling this high maneuverability, but that kind of is what it is. So high maneuver is something you can put on a unit, or a unit has because it has something else. You'll see this like Char gives people high maneuverability, high maneuver, and it's basically just means you can't be blocked. I think in Magic it's called flying. I'm not really sure. And then in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's able to attack directly kind of deal. So basically, high maneuver means you can attack right into the shields and they can't stop you. Okay, let's move on to keyword qualifiers. These are just kind of words that let you know when certain things can happen. So, active main, it lets you know that you can only activate an effect in your main phase. So if it says active main, you can put it in your main phase, not your opponent's main phase. and not in the other phase. So it just lets you know when you can do it. So then you have activate action, and activate action means you can activate it in the action step and in no other step. That's going to be the step after blocking and then as you're passing turns in the end phase. Main, this is a keyword on mostly command cards, I believe, and it lets you know that you can play a card during the main phase. Pretty easy, but remember it's your main phase, not a main phase, and words count. Action, this lets you know that you can play it during the action step. And, you know, if you're unfamiliar with the phases, so people declare battle, then you have the blocker phase where you can activate blocker, and then your opponent will have an action step. And they can activate an action, then you can activate an action, and so forth until you both say pass, and then you go to damage calculation. So that's the action step. And then right before you pass turns, that's also considered an action step. Deploy. Deploy is pretty simple. When you deploy a unit, you get this effect. And that's basically it. Attack. Yep, you get it. You can activate an effect when you attack. Destroy. Okay, destroy is a little different just because it only happens when your unit is destroyed, not when you destroy another unit or that kind of stuff, or if a unit is bounced back to your hand or discarded. It's just when it's destroyed. It's very specific. You get effect then. There are also things like when it's paired, you get it. So it's like you have to be paired for the destruction to happen. If you're not paired, you obviously don't get that effect. Speaking of pairing, let's talk about some pairing stuff. Pairing is just when you have a unit and a pilot paired together, and it's not a link. So you don't match the names or qualifiers for that unit. That's just considered a pair. So, you know, you've got the when paired and during paired. That's just, you know, if it's when paired, it's when it's like a continuous, and when it's during, it's right when it happens. So just know that one's a continuous, one's a one-time little quick thing. So then once per turn, pretty basic, means you can activate a card's effect once per turn. The only little tweak into that is it's a soft once per turn. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh players call it, meaning a card can activate its effects, and then the same named card, if it's on there, it can also activate its effects. So if you have, you know, a base, you can activate its effect, then activate another base and activate its effect. Just different cards have their own once per turn. Okay, guys, that's it. Just going over all the keywords. If I missed something or got something terribly, terribly wrong, let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure to tell you that you're right, I'm wrong, I'm dumb, and you're smart. Okay, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.